One of the things you talked about in your presentation was poverty is not an excuse, and that all children have opportunities. Can you kind of say what does it take for schools to be successful educating all children?
Well, the first thing is we've got to take control over what we have control over. And we have control over the school day. And so for me, it's how are we providing the best possible education for the children while they're at school? Because 9 times out of 10, they're coming to school every single day. And school is a place that they enjoy coming to. So we can't just say, well, it's simply because they don't have money or they're, it's a one-parent family or whatever the excuse is, that we can't use that as an excuse. Because how am I spending time teaching them to read? How am I differentiating the instruction? If they're not reading, what kind of reading interventions am I providing? How am I ensuring that the children that are excelling are continuing to excel? That's all something I've got control over in a school day. And so for me, then there's other ways to engage parents, and I talked about that earlier today too. Get parents in, get them engaged in, what's happening in the classroom. What is my child going to be learning this year? How can I help my child at school? What kinds of opportunities outside school do I need to be involved with my child? So I think you can involve the community, but schools have to really own that 8-hour day or a 7-hour day or whatever day the time it is. And also, could schools also be looking at extending the school day and offering help after school? Sometimes children, would love the opportunity to stay and work on homework or, learn something new. And I think that we could be looking at how we extend the school day, for those children as well. But when I say poverty is not an excuse, we've got poor children that can learn just as easily as wealthy children, and the research is replete with that. So we can't just say, oh, they're from a poor area, they're from a poor school. We've got control over the educational system during that day, and we need to be doing our best with it.
Pre-K.
Pre-K.
I know that's a big goal for yours. Kind of what would you like to see it look like?
Well, I would love to have pre-K accessible to everybody across the state. And by that, I mean making sure that they have a highly qualified pre-K teacher, that they've got developmentally appropriate program. They're attached. I would love it to be attached to a public school, simply because those kinds of experiences that, you can have assemblies and things of people coming in and all those things that little ones can, appreciate as well. But I think that if you put them in a developmentally appropriate pre-K and give them those kinds of activities, whether it's rich literature or, it's the blocks, it's the, it's the kitchen, it's all those things that start developing language, and they hear that kind of language on a regular basis. And that really does lend itself then to children wanting to learn to read. Because the story I told is a true story. Once little ones realize that there's something in books that they can learn, then that really does make them want to learn to read so that they can read it all by themselves or take it home and read it to mom and dad, that kind of a thing. So it becomes an incentive to learn to read as well. And it opens up worlds that these children, can experience, and they don't have to leave home to experience it, For some children, I know when I was in the District of Columbia, I know that there's some kids that probably have never left the district in their lives, and my guess is there's probably some kids in Mississippi that have never left Mississippi. So that doesn't mean that we can't expose them to all the kinds of things that are going on in the world, but you can do that through an exciting classroom.